Okay, so the business of being hated. Alright.
Talk about controversial streamers, there's almost always one name that comes up first.
Adin Ross.
Adin Ross is interesting because on one hand, he's top 1% successful, but on the other,
Now, when it comes to...
Adin Ross is interesting because on one...
Here's the thing. I've thought about, like, you know what? Would I rather have like a plane or a yacht? I would prefer to have a yacht because, yes, a yacht is basically, the maintenance is very stressful though, but a plane is actually worse. You know what I'm saying? And at least, like, when it comes to the yacht though, there's more space. I can walk around. There's more that I can do on it though. Whereas for a plane, you just basically, you know what I'm saying? At least like when it comes to a yacht, there's like a pool. There's also a second floor. There's also like a theater. There's like, you could basically live on that though. So when it comes to a plane over here, yeah, no. You can buy like the best plane in the fucking world, and it doesn't match the match the benefit, and it damn near low, like it I won't say merely, but I won't say damn near either. It doesn't match the benefits of a yacht, and the fucking, and also the maintenance of it though surpasses the stress of having a yacht. Like the stress of a plane surpasses the stress of a yacht. So I'd rather have a yacht.
On one hand, he's top 1% successful.
And as for this one right here, yeah, I don't want to basically have this though. I don't mind having this though, but I have to make sure, but I want to know that the thing is like, these are all my friends though, because a bunch of these motherfuckers though can basically be fake fans, fake supporters, fake friends, and they're just there because the thing is like, I'm a celebrity, or it's because I'm THT double hockey sticks and not actually for me. So, and also at the same time, like when it comes to going to the mall, I want to be left the fuck alone. Like, leave me alone. So yeah, but at the same time, I don't mind. But at the same time, but the thing is, if I was to go out to the mall every single time and have this happen to me all the time, I don't mind that. But it has to basically be you. It has to basically be you guys. It has to basically be you guys. And but at the same time, I'm also aware that the thing is like, there's imposters that will basically be lingering and basically be just sneaking around in the space that's not allowed, you know what I'm saying? Because not just anyone is allowed here, you know what I'm saying? Not just anyone is allowed in our zone though, so you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
But on the other, this is how the internet describes it. Because on one hand, he's top 1% successful.
Now, when it comes to stacks like this though, I'm not gonna front though. Whew. I want to touch cash like this though. Cash this fat. I want to touch this shit though. And I do have the potential to get it to get so much money though. It's just that the problem is that like the effort, the labor, the stress, and the time it takes to get all that money, it's not gonna match. It's not gonna match the reward of it though. The fruit is not gonna be worth the squeeze. But I guess in my case, it would mainly be like the squeeze doesn't make up for the fruits of it though. Like the fruits definitely does, but because of the squeeze, what it takes to make that squeeze, I'm not going to enjoy the fruits of it though. And also just all around, the thing is that the fruits just doesn't. I won't say the fruits is basically doesn't level up to the squeeze. It's just that the squeeze is too much for the fruit to be to you know what I'm saying, to match up. It's, you know what I'm saying. Like for example, like if I was to put so much effort and so much shit and so much time into what it is that I'd be doing, and I would get so much money back and I was to basically enjoy it, it's not gonna really be enjoyable because of what it took to get that. Like $600 million is not a lot of money. It's just that the problem is what it takes to make that money. Just because you grew up in like a bad situation, in like the worst situations ever, and which makes you value money even more, does not dictate the value of money. It's still the same no matter who holds it. The the low class, the middle class, and the high class. No matter the experience or your past or like your background, the money is still the same in the end. The value of it is still the same in the end. Yeah, stay hydrated. So I would just much rather have it easy though, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna go ahead and say that streaming is easy, but I'm not gonna say it's hard as well. It's more as if like I'm not gonna say that streaming is easy. I would say that 9 to 5 is harder than streaming. Like streaming, it's not easy, but it's not hard either. It's moderate, but it could have been worse. That's what I would say. And there's also millionaires that literally have it all, where they would much that there are some millionaires that have it all, that have so much money they would much rather, they are even willing to pay all the money that they have to get back the time that you and I have. They would much rather be in our situation. And it's like, yeah, for example, like when it comes to Kai, right? I've been seeing people basically giving this nigga heat for like having mental health problems and all that stuff on 3. But the problem with him is that like, even when it comes to millionaires as well, like here's the thing, Kai is in a position where it's like he has one of the most stressful jobs in the world though, you know what I'm saying? So I won't say one of the most stressful. I Show Speed is the most stressed out streamer ever. But because it's your passion though, you just basically just deal with it though. And you could also make the argument that the thing is that like, you know what, that's very stupid for you to say, because like it could have been a lot worse though. You know what I'm saying? Like there's people getting blown to pieces, there's wars going around, there's the poor, there's, when it comes to trials and tribulations and the hardships of that, there is that. And it's like after going through all that, it gets better from there. So when it comes to people like that who has been through shit like that, they would basically rather be in his position because they've been through the worst though. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say for that case right there. Now, if I was to go ahead and say for someone that's in my position, as in like, and also in your position, I'm assuming some of you are like middle class though. With me, I'm basically like middle class, low as fuck, and that's where I've been like majority of my life. I won't say that I did not. I won't say that I had a rough upbringing though, because I didn't. I did have moments where it felt like, where it was like a rough upbringing though. I did have rough moments though, but most of the time I actually had humble beginnings though. Like yeah, we had money though, but like my beginnings was very humbling though. So you know what I'm saying? So basically like I was like middle class middle, and then I went middle class low. And then I also had moments where I was basically low class though, you know what I'm saying? So what I would say in that situation is that like if you basically deal with enough people though, you're gonna basically, and also like the thing is, if you basically go ahead and try to have some jobs, or like the thing is get fucked over a couple of times, it's mainly by people though. I say that basically when it comes to middle class people though, the struggles, the hardships, and the bullshit and the pain that you and I will most likely derive from would basically be from fucking people. I won't say, I don't know, I like, here's the thing, it seems like derive is the right word, but I forgot what it means. But if we was to basically cultivate that pain though, that pain we cultivate from, where it comes from would basically be mainly from people, not the environment. It would be mainly people. And once you deal with enough people though, and it's like, or like you start to think like, or like the thing is like you are put like in like rough situations and all that stuff on 3, you would basically be like, you know what, if I was basically put in a position where it's like if I was to basically be in Kai's position, a lot of us would basically swap out for his position, even knowing the cost of that as well. And also some of us will go ahead and be clever about it and be like, you know what? I'm struggling with this and this and that, 1 to 3. I have these things that are going on though, but at the same time, I do have the money and I can basically have the resources and I can go look for answers, and I'll take all the time that I need to basically better my health. You know what I'm saying? And then come back. Now, there are moments where basically he does go ahead and basically have like the mafia-thon, or like tries to like the Batman Arkham or some shit. Sometimes the thing is, when it comes to that, you just gotta thug it out though. There is that though, and then you just basically take like a hiatus when it comes to that, and then basically just come back better though. But I will say that basically, if you was in Kai's position though, and you was to put out the amount of work that this nigga puts out, bruh, this guy was pushing, bruh. This nigga was pushing, bruh. It does fuck with your health though. But I guess that the thing is, it is much easier for extroverts as well if you're basically fine with being in the cameras all the fucking time though, you know what I'm saying? So, and then you just have like, you're in the position where it's like, the thing is, the more lit you are, the less free you are, where like you have to basically just go ahead and just do all sorts of gimmicks and all that stuff on C3, and then your career is built. It is built based on that. And then like, if you was to go ahead and like try something else though, it's not gonna work as much though. You know what I'm saying? There is that. So when it comes to us though, I would say that basically in the position that I'm in though, between Kai and me, if I was basically, I mean, if there was nobody else that I could switch places with, like a Joe Bartoluzzi or a Queso or like a Duke Dennis or like a fucking what's this? If I had nobody else to basically switch places with, I'll take Kai's position though. You know what I'm saying? I would take Kai's position over mine. But then when it comes to me, what I would do is that I would basically go ahead and put my own sauce on it though as well though. Like, I'll be like more commentary, more reaction. And when it comes to even like the live channel though, I would have my live channel, yes, where basically I post the craziest shit that be happening. But I would also go ahead and have like a reaction commentary channel as well, where I can basically, or like a philosophy channel too, where I can basically do that shit as well though. And then I would basically go ahead and do that. And if I'm able to go ahead and do that, then abso-fucking-lutely I'll take it though. Abso-fucking-lutely I'll take it. Now, when it comes to the high class, now when it comes to them, right, I will basically say that the problem, right, is to basically, I will say that one of the problems is that like, one of the worst things that can happen to you is to either be, number one, be born in a rich family, or basically get money easily in your 20s. Because the problem when it comes to getting money in your 20s though, if you basically haven't struggled or like had trials and tribulations or had some hardships in your life, then basically you would start to have like mental problems even with all the money you have. Because you've had it so easy though. Because then it would stem from like fucking depression, or like you lack purpose, and these type of things can definitely fuck you over, or like you can't relate to people. It's mainly based on people. You're gonna basically be lonely, And these things can be fixed though. Like I'm not gonna say that there's a blueprint to this. It is something you have to learn on your own. You know what I'm saying? So people go ahead and say that the thing is, how can I be happy? How can I better my mental health? This and that. What's three? There's ways to do it though, but there really isn't a blueprint though. There isn't one though. It can work for some people, but it can't work for everybody. You're gonna have to basically have like a rough upbringing in order to do it though. And I'm not gonna say that that's the best solution either, but it's better than being in that position though. But I will go ahead and say, if you have the brains for it though, you would much rather be a rich, sad motherfucker because you know it could be much worse. So it's like, you know what? I'm over here dealing. It's like the thing is, I literally have all the money in the world. I have the softest life ever. This, that, 1, 2, 3, no bullshit, all of that. I can literally live my best fucking life, and all I have to deal with is just depression and loneliness and lack of purpose. This, that, 1, 2, 3, and all of that. You mean to tell me that that's all I have to deal with, knowing very well that it could have been much worse? I'll go ahead and take that. I would rather be a rich, sad motherfucker than to be a broke, happy nigga. I'd rather be rich and sad than to fucking be broke and happy still. So, yeah. There is like, I would say that basically that's also the one reason as to why it's stupid to basically have so much money and be having problems though, because the thing, and be having mental problems, because like it could be much worse. Like, yeah, it's a real thing. It can happen to you. You can have those things, but it's stupid. It's stupid. Like if you're a rich motherfucker and you have mental problems, you are dumb. It is stupid. Because it can literally be a lot worse. Now, there's ways around that as well, but that's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like you would have to genuinely struggle though. Like you would have to genuinely be in pain though. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I was to basically swap positions with like a motherfucker that had like all the money in the world and this and that, 1, 2, 3, I'll take that. I'll fucking take that. And I'm not gonna basically have any mental health problems. I won't. And so yeah, even when it comes, so it's because like, and even if I did though, it would take a while, but I would be able to solve it because of where I come from. So yeah, I've had my struggles though. I've had my downs. I'm not gonna say that I've had it bad in life, but I've had my humbling times though, a lot of them. And then I have been fucked over by enough people though. So, and then it just gets to a point where it's like the thing is you're just tired of hardships. You're good, bruh. And I understand not everybody can go ahead and do that though. So you just rather have the easy way out because you don't want to work, which is true. And even back then, I was like thinking, how the fuck as a creator could I go ahead and make it in this, that, what's three? And I remember I basically had like, I'm going off a little bit right now, but I was basically thinking that you're gonna have to do this, do that, 1, 2, 3. Like I had like a blueprint and all that stuff, 1, 2, 3. No, just get lucky. So when it comes to me doing this shit though, I just gotta get lucky. That's what it is though. I mean, there's ways around it though, like of course though, but you just gotta get lucky. And I would say that basically one of the ways to do so is like, people say that the thing is you should clip farm on TikTok though. The problem with TikTok is that like, those people doesn't automatically translate into fucking your Twitch or your Kick or your YouTube viewers though, you know what I'm saying? It's just that the point of TikTok is that you have to basically clip farm and make make clips that are so captivating that you literally go viral and start trending across the internet. That's the thing. it's for virality, not to, because TikTok is used for virality. You have to basically blow up all over the scenes, though. That's what it is, though. And then people make clips of you and this and that once today, and then they'll all pivot to your YouTube, to your Kick or your Twitch, when everyone, especially on YouTube, sees you, though. Especially you're all over the internet and you're all over YouTube, so you're gonna have to basically get lucky. Because on TikTok, though, you can clip farm, though, but the thing is, it's virality. It's not really there for transmitting or like converting your audience into that, though. You know what I'm saying? Because there's motherfuckers out there who have tried it this way and they haven't really blown up every fucking way on YouTube, though. But that have huge followings, but 80 to 90% of them, they don't even know. And even if they did, they don't even watch the YouTube, though, the Kick, though, the Twitch, though. And it even goes the same. It's even the same way with Justin Bieber and all that stuff. What's three? Cause the motherfucker, he's huge, bruh. He's huge. But the guy literally, it also literally like depends on what type of audience you are trying to garner up. Because a streamer audience is not the same as a music audience, and a TikTok audience is not the same as a video or like a. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the same as a YouTube audience, all that stuff. What's three? Because you can basically go ahead and basically have a streamer audience, and then basically you can record videos off stream, but that doesn't automatically become your audience, though, because you've got the audience where it's like, the thing is, most of your people will come if you stream. But if you go ahead and put out a video without streaming off camera, they don't come for that. They're not for that. And vice versa. This, that, one's three. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I went off of that little based on that, though. So yeah. There was a point that I was actually supposed to make in the end, but I lost it.
But on the other, this is how the internet describes.
No cap. I like the fires that's just shooting out while the niggas just smoking in the bathtub.
The Adin Ross is a goddamn idiot.
Scumbag.
Laughingstock. Hypocritical.
Stupid. Racist and misogynistic far-right streamer, Adin Ross.
Some of the people we just saw over here are also the reason as to why a lot of the audience are running away. Because there was also Andrew Tate that basically went and busted into the scenes, though. And he basically was saying things that everybody agrees with, and then when it comes to those that were speaking against him, though, they all went away. A lot of them went away because they knew that the ones that actually wanted to look at things for what it is and actually had their heads on straight, they knew that they were the crazy ones.
Yeah. Start off the interview, I guess. Far-right streamer, Adin Ross. Yeah. Start off the interview, I guess the first question we would have for you is, would you say that online you're hated?
Damn!
Adin has built an empire on being the bad guy. Why?
Controversy sells.
And he's right, it pays to be the villain.
I don't give a
But when you wear a mask for profit long enough, you eventually forget how to take it off. So what's the most true and authentic version of Adin Ross? Well, I've come to realize that the answer to that question is a bit more complicated than you'd think. To understand Adin Ross, we need to go back to before the controversial rise. Back to when he was just starting to figure out something far more simple. How to get people's attention. Adin grew up in Boca Raton, Florida, at least until his...
Here's the thing, right? I understand that when it comes to me, I am a controversial motherfucker, but that's not my brand. It's just part of it, though, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just as regular as the rest of all of you, though, you know what I'm saying? Literally just as regular as the rest of you. But my controversy is just part of it, though, so that's not my brand. That's not what my foundation is on. So don't come in with the idea thinking that like I have to say the craziest shit and try to do all this that once 3, and it's like as a must of like it's my job and all that stuff once 3. And it's like, okay, we've already heard about this, we've already heard about that. Okay, give us some more, There's only so much I can say. But at the same time, it's not like. But at the same time, even if that was the case, some of those things I don't even believe in. So no. And at the same time, I could go ahead and say those things too. But that's only if I was for the internet, though. That's the thing. I'm not.
His parents' divorce scattered his childhood across the country. One year he was the new kid in New York, the next in California, then eventually back to Florida.
Which is one of the reasons why, at first I thought that it's like, you know what, let me go ahead and put out my authenticity out there though. And I did put out a piece of it though, but I'm not putting out everything. And honestly, I don't want to. Because I always knew from the beginning that I'm not for the internet. I'm not just for anybody. So fuck no. No. I'm not just for anyone though. So I did put out like pieces of my authenticity and my transparency, but I didn't put the full thing out. So I'm not doing that though. I'm not putting out everything out there because I don't want to. I would go ahead and put everything out there to just you guys, but because there's imposters and motherfuckers that don't even fucking matter, and if it was just a world full of people where it was just you guys, as in my best friends, my brothers, then yeah, I would let loose though. Like basically, I would let everything go rampant. I'll be on a rampage like crazy. But no. So, because I understand that basically I'm in a space where like anybody can go ahead and access this, no. No.
Florida again.
If I get 50,000 followers on Vine...
But constantly restarting life like that forced Adin to adapt fast. He had to figure out new social dynamics and find new friend groups over and over again. He learned quickly that the easiest way to fit in was to become a mirror, to read the room, make people laugh, and give them exactly the version of him they wanted to see.
See, the thing with me, right, is that he had to fit in. I don't want to. It came to a point where it's like the thing is I was fitting in though, and then there was a time where I tried to fit in and it wasn't working. And now I don't want to fit in anyway. So it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna make my own space, and it's gonna be built like this and that once 3, and I'm going to allow. There's certain things that needs to be met. There's rules. There's basically a system. There's principles here, and I'm gonna allow just those people inside. Now here's my thing, right? When it comes to me, right? I don't mind being a brand and a person. To you, I'm just a person. But to the masses, though, I am the brand. So I don't mind basically portraying the brand for the masses, though, because they're just batteries to me, though. That's all it is. But when it comes to you and I as a person, when it comes to you and I as a person, we're friends. When it comes to them, we're not. Like, I'm not friends with them, but we are friends with each other. So keep that in mind. You are my friend. You are my boy. And also because the masses are full of shit too, I will say that they are our enemy though, you know what I'm saying? There are some confused people out there. Are some people out there that are also our friends but are just confused. But a lot of them are our enemies though. And some of them don't even know that they are. So, yes.
When you were bouncing around from school to school, do you think that helped you, like, become the perfect streamer? Like, you figured out how to entertain.
I think, yes. I think being socially uncomfortable, being thrown into the deep end of the pool, it makes you. It really, really does.
You see, Adin started off as a kid who was forced to learn how to fit in, and in the process, he accidentally trained himself for the perfect job. When he started streaming NBA 2K from his bedroom, that same survival instinct from school kicked in. He'd read the chat and adjust his personality in real time to give the viewers exactly what they wanted.
You guys are going crazy with the subs, bro.
And that was the secret weapon that took him from a no-name 2K streamer to the face of Twitch in under a year.
Now, when it comes to him basically getting this many Twitch followers, though, I don't get how the fuck did he manage to get the discovery that he was getting, though. Because there's no ways you can basically be discovered on Twitch, though. So I think that maybe he was discovered on YouTube, though. Because there's no discovery on Twitch. I think that the reason his breakthrough was LeBron James' son, Bronny James. And also Lil Yachty. People say that Adin Ross is the one that basically started the whole wave of like bringing celebrities on streams and being friends with them, all this stuff on stream. When really it was Zias and B-Lou. Zias and B-Lou were the first ones from what I've seen. Maybe it was DJ Academics with Drake and all that stuff. But Zias and B-Lou were actually the ones that walked so Adin can run and Kai can fly. Zias and B-Lou, they brought in about 10 well-known internet names, well-known names onto their videos, though. They brought King Von, they brought Polo G, they brought Lil Yachty, they brought T Grizzly, they brought NLE Chopper, they brought Lil Durk, Juice WRLD twice, and they also brought Cole Bennett, they brought Kodak Black, and then they brought Lil Yachty about 2 to 4 months before Adin did it. All that Adin had was Bronny James. Zias and B-Lou started that wave. They say it's Adin Ross. It was Zias and B-Lou that started that wave. Basically, being a streamer and being friends with celebrities, Zias started that. Zias and B-Lou, they brought that in. They are. And because they did that, though, that automatically makes them one of the Zias and B-Lou have now became, even though they don't get the credit for it, though, and the recognition for it, though, they are one of the they are basically one of the game changers of the streaming world. They made streaming into what it is, along with Your Rage and Dante and Soul Illuminati, and I think Flight Reacts too, and Zias and B-Lou. These niggas are the game changers of all of this, though. Like this wave right here, Zias and B-Lou, they own Adin and Kai. The only difference from what I know, is that Adin Ross did it live. That's the thing. They did it live. He did it live, I meant to say. So, yes.
Adin saw the ceiling on gaming content and pivoted hard. He quit streaming 2K and rolled out a series called E-Dating that absolutely exploded online. But what made Adin Ross a household name was his streams with rappers. Think of these streams like a late-night talk show. If the host was 20 years old, totally unprepared and openly flirting with the guests.
How big is your dick?
Big enough.
My thing is that basically I'm against the sus shit, though, you know what I'm saying? I know it's a troll, but fuck that shit, though. Fuck that shit, no.
Adin leaned into being sus, pushing boundaries, making things awkward, and treating platinum-selling artists like they were his actual friends. It shattered the barrier between Hollywood and social media.
Me personally, I'm not putting myself in that situation, though. Adin Ross, for him to basically do this, though, oh my god. But then again, at the same time, I can also look back at it as like, you know what? It could be much, much, much worse. If I had Adin's position, though, if Adin was the only one I had left, and there was no other way, as much as I want to say no, I'll take it.
The internet ate it up. Adin gained over 2 million followers in April alone.
We love you, Tekka.
He was averaging viewer counts in the 6 figures, and quite literally becoming the future of Twitch. For a brief moment, Adin had it all. He was the face of streaming. He was suddenly friends with the influencers that he once adored. But that level of fame is dangerous, because once you have the attention of...
That's true. Like, if you basically have that level of fame, though, you are cursed. So, yeah, because when you basically have that level of fame, fame sucks ass. You are dealing with all the bullshit.
Of millions, you become a target for people who want to buy your influence. Deals that pay insane money.
And that's true. Like, basically, when it comes to these motherfuckers, though, they come in and buy your influence. Like, they come in early to, especially the thing is, they try to do it early so that you don't get too big later and then say no to them later. Because sometimes even when it comes to these motherfuckers, though, you could go ahead and say no, and when you try to basically go ahead and like level up much more, they'll basically it's one thing that the thing is that, like, to leave you alone, but they'll basically try to subdue your, you know what I'm saying? They'll try to do such. Like, it happened to Corey Kenshin. They did that with him, though. Like, I think that Corey Kenshin was supposed to be much more of a superstar than he already is now, but YouTube was basically pulling down his, you know what I'm saying? Even though he did speak out a bit against it, though, and it basically made him a little bit more of it, I think he would have got much more if he didn't. But I guess that the thing is, like, that can work for some people in some cases, though, but I don't think it was for him, though. Or maybe it did. I could be missing something.
But always come with a catch. Think of it like a button. When you're the face of a platform like Twitch,
you see, I will also go ahead and say the same thing when it comes to people that go ahead and buy your influence. They would, here's the thing, I don't mind my influence being bought, though, but because it's you guys, though, I don't want that, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was like the mass, like, if I basically gave myself up to the masses, then okay, fine, because I know a lot of them are not my friends.
It's as easy as pushing this button and a few $1 million pop out.
And it's also most of the time is because I know a lot of them are not my friends, and also most of the time is because most of them are not the type to be friends with, though, anyway. So yeah, with that, I would just basically just be money driven straight.
The problem is the people writing these checks usually come from some shady places. It's dirty money. Every time you press that button, you sell a piece of your reputation. You invite the backlash in, and half the world learns to hate you just a little bit more.
The media hates me, bro. The mainstream media hates me, bro.
Most creators keep their distance. They see the money.
But then again, at the same time, it's like, fuck the mainstream, though, because everyone hates the mainstream, but the mainstream is not hated enough.
Sure, but they look at the cost and they walk away. And for a while, Adin didn't risk it either, because at that point, Adin was widely known as the edgy.
Me personally, I would go ahead and basically like tap that button, though, if I had Kick on my side. If I've got Kick and Rumble on my side, then yeah, I'll hit the button so many fucking times.
Funny guy. When he came onto the scene, he ruffled feathers, but people loved him for it. But that button gets.
But at the same time, what I would try to avoid when it comes to that is that I don't want that to basically be like the face of my brand, to basically be the foundation, though, where controversy is all they're going to be here for and not for me, you know what I'm saying?
It's a lot harder to ignore when you grow up with.
Especially as a guy who has nothing to offer to the table, you know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of glad that it's that way, because I don't want to be useful to society.
Nothing.
People think that, like, I had it
Especially knowing what I know.
very easy my whole life. We were financially stable, medium class.
And also me knowing what the fuck happened to you as well, though. I have some ideas about what the fuck you went through. So no, I wouldn't want that for us.
Up until about senior year, it got really hard for us. And you know, I would go literally some nights without eating dinner.
He realized he could make every single one of those.
Yeah, there were times where basically like we didn't have enough food as well, though, you know what I'm saying? Even though I was in an environment where like, even though I was like in an environment where the thing is, it looked rich, we looked like we were still financially stable, but on the inside, though, that's actually not what was happening. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I can relate to that, though, because there were times where it's like there wasn't enough food inside. So, but also even outside as well, though, that's also the case as well. So there was even cases when it comes to like just eating like bread, and it's like you wouldn't even have like slices of bread. You would basically have to go ahead and like take like one slice of bread, and then you would have to fold that shit as well, though, which happens a lot, though. But it's like the difference is that it's only like I can't do that with like a lot of slices, though. Like when it comes to people, it's like some people, it's like it's just basically 4 slices, 5 slices. For me, it was like 2.
Problems disappear forever. All he had to.
And there were also times where basically I was going to school and I didn't have anything to eat at the same time, though, while I was watching other people just go buy at the shop, though, you know what I'm saying?
Do was push the button.
Let's go, come on. Let's go. How much is that?
Let's go. Now here's the thing though. I don't mind being a loser and promoting gambling as well though, because if it pays, it pays. I'll take it. And don't lie. Don't fucking lie. You'll do the same thing too. It's bank right there though. And we know for a fact that when it comes to a lot of you guys were creators too, I'm sure that a lot of you would have like an audience that would not basically be your friends, so you would do the same thing too. For me it's different though, because it's you guys, it's different though. I can't do such. Now
the temptation became too irresistible. Adin took a
that big ass hat though, I low-key want to wear this though, and also just go, I don't know what culture is this. Is that the thing is, it would be ignorant for me to go ahead and say that this is the Mexicans and all that. I've seen that in cartoons, but I don't know if that's what it is.
massive sponsorship deal with Roulette, one of the earliest online crypto casinos, and suddenly he's gambling live on stream for insane amounts of money. Tens of thousands flying into cartoon slot machines while thousands of viewers watch. The reward was absurd. Leaked messages showed that he was making up to $2 million a month. His lifestyle inflated overnight. Luxury cars, LA mansions, watches that cost annual salary.
You see what I'm talking about, bruh? Why would I say no to this, bruh?
I bought a Lambo.
Just because of fucking morality? Oh, no, I'm taking it.
For that, which was stupid, but at that time.
And at the same time, people that preach that morality shit are full of shit, bruh.
I'm 19 years old. I want to buy a Lamborghini to show everyone, like, you.
Oh, that's also true as well. When you're basically like 19 and all that stuff, when you're like basically like in your early 20s or like your late 10s though, you're stupid with your money though and all that stuff. And also, you think that you really do know everything. You actually really do not. You really, really, really do not. You really fucking do not. So no, I have an idea of what he's talking about right there. So you really do fucking not though.
Money was quite literally.
But I will also go ahead and say that the thing is, you know what basically annoys me about this whole thing, right? When it comes to Ross's position though, like he's doing all of this at 19 years old, and also there's a part of me I feel like where it's like I'm just getting left behind in life though, you know what I'm saying? And I am though, that's the thing. I'm getting left behind, and it's like, bruh, like I just look at these motherfuckers, and you mean to tell me that all I have to do is just be cringe and just scream into the mic, and you just and that just prints money like that? And I just look back at myself and I'm like thinking, what the fuck am I doing, bruh? I'm even asking myself this though, like, what the fuck am I doing, bro?
Really life-changing. It gave him the ability.
But the problem with that is that I would go ahead and look back at it, and it's like I would basically cringe at myself, and I wouldn't be happy with myself with the things that I've done. And it's like I know that this would haunt me forever, and I would actually not be okay with this though. Like, there's some things I can live down, but this won't be it.
To support his parents, help his family, give gifts to friends that don't even sound real.
This is not my car.
Like, there's honestly some things in life where where if I was to basically do some shit though for the money and all that stuff, I would actually not be okay to live with that though. There's actually some things I can live down. I'm not the man of the world.
This is your house for a year locked. You don't have to worry about rent for a year.
Now there's a dark side of the button, and we're getting to that. But first, we've got something exciting to tell you guys. So we started this channel a little over a year ago, and genuinely it was crazy to see how quickly it picked up steam.
Yo, golf carts!
Golf cart!
W golf cart in the cab.
But now, almost every day we get DMs asking us how we write our scripts, or where do you find this stuff?
And you know what the problem, right, is that basically there's people that are even going ahead and putting so much fucking effort, but they're never getting picked up though. I really wish to not be in that position, bruh. I really don't want to ever be in that position. I don't want to be in that.
How did you find this?
Oh, this guy did his research.
Or bro, is this guy like Nardwar?
You've maybe noticed the logo on the mic or the logo in the top right corner, but we've recently partnered
I've noticed
with WAP to finally answer your questions. Inside our community on WAP, we're breaking down exactly how we research and script, but we're all the stuff that gets cut out. Like this interview with Adin. We spoke for 45 minutes and maybe used 5 in the video. The full uncut interview is already uploaded in our WAP right now. We've got big plans for what the space can become, but what excites us the most is that we can.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I can see that if I was in a position where basically the thing is I was to go ahead and put so much effort into the things that he does, personally, like the problem is that like it would take a while. That's the thing though. And it's like I tried that before though, but it's like the thing is it just seems like I'm just wasting my time, you know what I'm saying? So I want to go ahead and put in the effort that I would like to do, and also put out the kind of art that I would like to create. And honestly, when it comes to me, I would really like to create. Like when it comes to me, I've realized that one of the things I want to do in life is to really create and just let loose. That's what it is.
You can actually just make a video with.
And also usually when it comes to us as a man, that you would want to go ahead and say that the thing is, you would want to basically, a lot of us would like would like to have a purpose that's bigger than ourselves. No. I thought about it though. There were many nights where I was just basically in my room, just stuck in a limbo still right now, just thinking of what I'm gonna do with my life, and just like thinking like, also just like, I just thought that it's like, you know what, I wouldn't be happy or satisfied with the things that I was doing if I was to basically go this route. I know I can do it, but no, it ain't shit if I'm not satisfied. And I know for a fact that if I was to basically make so much money, even though it's not all that though, I'm not going to be able to take all of that with me. That's the thing. I'm not going to be able to take all this with me. So no.
Without having to stare down the barrel of the YouTube algorithm. All in all, if you want to see the full process of how we make a video, or just want to support the channel in general, the links.
So is it possible that the thing is that like right here I'm taking a huge risk which could lead to my death? Yes.
At the top of the description. But that's enough yapping, let's get back to the video.
Okay, so you blew up super quick, and then you were like pretty well loved at that point. You were edgy, you were a little sus, but everybody seemed to like you a lot. Towards the end of 2021, things kind of seemed to shift.
The first thing that we're going to talk about today, easily one of the most requested topics, it involves gambling and a YouTuber, spotlighter, stirs.
I had been hearing for a while about how online, unregulated crypto casinos were hiring some of the biggest influencers in the world to promote them, and then would pay them for every fan they got to sign up.
He's willing to do anything to just make money off the back of his fans, and then laugh about it.
You started to get some pushback from certain people, and you weren't as well liked in certain circles.
I don't know, Adin Ross, everything he has done is stupid.
He knows what he's doing is f***ed up, but on the other hand, he's unwilling to stop doing it.
I've just never seen this life changing money in.
But at the same time, like the thing is, when you start to like really like look at reality and look at psychology and look at not psychology, I mean the human nature, yes, and just how, honestly, us humans, we're really stupid beings, bro. We are idiots, bro. I'm not gonna lie. And it took me some time to just to realize this, but I'm a dumbass, bro. I'm slow, bro. Honestly, I'm so fucking slow. And there's only like so much that I know. And it's like when it comes to the things that I talk about, this, then that, what's three. I try to keep an open mind for like everything though. But at the same time, I don't want to just let just any kind of information inside, because the thing is, I don't know if it's true. But also at the same time, I also know that a lot of things are not factual. It's just interpretations. So yeah, we're very fucking idiotic though. So I guess that when it comes to me, I've came to the point where it's like, you know what? I am chaotic. I am all over the place. I'm dysfunctional. I'm not okay. And I basically have some subtle mental problems that I don't even know what they call, but they're there. And yeah, it's like, it's like I did say that I'm basically everywhere and nowhere at once, but now it's like I'm more of that now, and I'm gonna become even much worse. Like, I'm just gonna even throw this out there when it comes to me, right? I've been watching like a lot of porn. Yeah. For like years of my life though, I've been watching tons of porn, you know what I'm saying? So yes, I'm even one of the people where it's like I've watched like the normal stuff, and then I started to step into the crazy shit, And then it started to get worse and worse and worse, the more deranged, demented shit. And it has affected me though, yes. There's demons that's calling my soul. And I'm probably even possessed by a lot of them. If I'm not possessed by a lot of them now, I will be later. And due to my bad curiosity though, like I basically have a bad unhealthy curiosity though, I'm willing to see everything. And a lot of the crazy shit that you can think of, I've seen it though. If I haven't seen it before, I will see it though. Like I'm willing to see absolutely everything. Just to know what that looks like. Or just have questions. I don't even like it though, but it's like the thing is, I'm just curious. Like I have questions about it. I've seen gay. I've seen trans. I've seen what they even call she-male. I've seen some of them even by accident though. I remember there was a time where I basically typed in fuck house, and I just went and basically, I thought I was expecting something else, but I got something totally different. So I have been getting so I have basically been seeing some things by accident. And even the things that you're not supposed to see, I'm willing to see them as well. Like even when it comes to the Jeffrey Epstein list though, the videos, the audio, I want to see those. Even when it comes to what the fuck P. Diddy has been doing, bro, I want to see those as well. I want to see what's been happening in the rooms. I want to see what's been happening around his house, the before and the aftermath, and the process of it all. I want to see the parties. Like there's a part of me where it's like the thing is, I would like to go to a Diddy party just to see what it's like in there. I don't want to participate in them. It's just that I want to see. I've seen some homosexual stuff, even as heterosexual as I am. I've seen some AO shit though, and I might see some more accidentally in the future. Like I've seen what the fuck does a dick going in another dick ass looks like. So yeah, and what I've realized is that all the craziest shit ever though, I'm willing to see all of it. It's not just when it comes to porn, but everything. Just everything in general. I want to see everything. And because my thing is like, I just look at it as like, yo, there's much more to learn. There's so much more to see over here. Let's get it. Let's see it. Let's see what drug trafficking looks like. Let's see what human trafficking looks like. Let's see a murder. Let's see a domestic abuse though. Let's basically see, like, you know, when it comes to the horror movies and all that stuff, let's see that in real life. Let's see all of it go down. I've also seen bestiality as well. So yeah, I've seen some crazy shit and I'm willing to see much more. So yeah. Yeah. Like the craziest shit that you guys could ever think of, I have probably seen them. And eventually I'm going to see them. I want to see them. I want to know what that looks like. And I have questions about it too. I want to be fucking sophisticated.
In front of me in front of a table like that. You know what I mean?
I get it. And you're 20.
What was that first point where you started to notice that? And
I understand, because like when it comes to like life-changing money and all that stuff on today, it's like you would rather say no this than what's today, but it's literally right there on the table. But like when it's there on the table though, and it's like it's so tempting though, you would want to take it though. Like just like when it comes to me selling my soul and all that stuff on the street. Like there's some shit that, like the thing is, I know that the thing is the bullshit behind it though, the cost of it though, all that stuff with 3. I would want to say, I would say no though, but it's like, or at least I would definitely want to say no. But at the same time, it's right there on the table though, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's even a part of me where it's like, I want to take it though. There's even a part of me where it's like, fuck it, I'll just do it. And when it comes to me, it's like the truth is a suicide. Like, I would rather live a fantasy lie than to live an ugly truth though, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And what did that feel like?
The hate gets to me, I'm not gonna lie, because the hate's different now. It's just like, a lot of people watch me, they don't even like me. It's weird.
I can feel on that as well though. The thing is like, they're getting hated by people that doesn't fuck with you is one thing. But, like, okay, it's one thing to basically get hated by those that are not even your friends or your supporters. That's one thing. But it's another thing to basically get hated by your own people though. That's the thing. It's one thing to get hated by your own people though. That's another thing right there.
I honestly, at that point, was like,
and honestly, that's not fucking welcome here. That is not fucking welcome here. Because if they hate me, they hate you too. Because then it's like, if we even go ahead and start to hate each other, or you hate me and they hate me as well, then it's like, when you look at they said it in the movie Barbie though. Niggas hate bitches and bitches hate bitches though, in my words. So, no. Like, hatred amongst each other is not allowed here. When it comes to us, I don't give a fuck about what's right and wrong. It's all about us though. We support each other and we prioritize each other here though, you know what I'm saying? With me as the leading force for us, of us, and of us.
as long as my friends and me are having fun making good content and my community's happy, I didn't really care at that point.
Most creators would panic here. They would apologize, pivot to safe content, and try to win the internet back. But for whatever reason, the backlash did the exact opposite for Adin.
For me, I kind of liked it. I liked kind of being, you know, not liked by the mainstream crowd. You know, I like that a lot, honestly.
Adin,
yeah.
Quit now, and I will respect you.
Can't quit now.
Quit now, and I will respect you. As if your fucking respect is really all that though. No, fuck your respect. I'm gonna keep going. Maybe if it came from somebody that really matters, sure. Give me somebody that actually matters though. Like if it's Pablo Escobar or it's El Chapo or it's somewhat of an Andrew Tate, then maybe. But no.
Then I think then you're turning your head and making blood money.
This was a defining moment.
Fuck it, blood money, money is money for me.
For Adin, because he realized that being the villain paid better than being the hero. So he doubled down. By early 2022, Adin traded in the Roulette deal for a massive partnership with Stake. Stake is a different beast entirely. It's a platform with pockets deep enough to headline F1 teams and Premier League jerseys. So when the pen hit the paper, the financial scale shifted instantly. Suddenly, Adin wasn't...
Yeah, me personally, I wouldn't mind making fuck you money with Stake or some shit though. Like he basically signed like another motherfucker or some shit. I don't know.
Making life-changing money anymore. He was making fuck you money. This is where the...
You see what I'm talking about? That's the thing though. Like I have the potential to go ahead and make fuck you money, but the problem is that like I'm not going to be able to enjoy it because of what it takes to make that money.
Relationship between Adin and Twitch turned into a dangerous game of cat and mouse. On one side, you have Twitch, owned by Amazon, desperate to keep their platform safe for advertisers like Coke and Disney. On the other side,
Tom is low-key stupid because like the thing is, why the fuck would you use a glove, bro? Like use like a hammer or some shit and like, I mean he did it at the same time yeah, it's just that the whole show is just rigged against him, bro.
You have their biggest star, screaming at digital slots and continuing to test every rule in the book.
I'm not gonna front though, I used to side with Jerry though, but Jerry's a bitch ass nigga, so it's actually Tom, bro.
You have to follow policy and follow rules.
Now, Adin was definitely the face of it, but he wasn't alone. Hordes of streamers were jumping on the...
Here's the thing. It's one thing to go ahead and basically like follow the policies and all that stuff what's to do, but when it comes to policies as bitch like as Twitch, bro, oh no. But then again, I wouldn't be complaining as well if I was basically benefiting from the bullshit of it. I don't want to be in the mix of the bullshit, but if I'm benefiting from the bullshit of it, then yeah, it's fine. Just like when it comes to Hassan, the motherfucker literally goes ahead and violates the policies like a shit ton of times, bruh. But because Twitch is rigged in his favor, though, then I wouldn't be complaining, though. You know what I'm saying? Then yeah, it's fine.
On the crypto casino's payroll. The platform effectively tore itself in two. Half the top creators were cashing these massive checks, while the other half were screaming about the ethics of promoting gambling to kids.
How can you feel good about taking money from people like that?
But
nah, you bitch, I'll basically go ahead and take money from I'll take money from them anyways, though. And here's the thing, though. I know that when it comes to me and this bitch, though, what we do have in common is that we're both basically the type of people where, like, we basically preach the right message, but from the wrong messenger. But at the same time, also that message is full of shit too. You see, like, this is what I'm talking about. When it comes to people that preach the morality shit, are full of shit. And here's an example, though. Like this bitch right here, where it's basically its eggs are rotting and all that stuff. 1 to 3. Basically, like the thing is, there's like a biomaxillary that's like it's protruding in a different way, though. Like maybe if you was to put it to the side, though, it would look okay, though. But it's like if a frontward, it basically look like it's sticking out, though. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, its biomaxillary is protruding and all that shit. 1 to 3. It's also its orbitals. It's basically like it's fucked up a little bit in different ways, though. There's protrusion in the bone structure as well, but in ways where it's like. It's kind of different, though, you know what I'm saying? So where like it just gives like little small details the ugliness, though, and it's like, yeah, it does kind of like affect parts of the faces, though, you know what I'm saying? So like basically the structure of the fucking lips, though, the little details of it kind of fucks up half the face over here, though. But I will go ahead and say that the jawline kind of makes up for it, though. But there's parts of it that does not either. That's not doing it justice, though. And also you could see that the jowls are coming in as well, which is basically when it comes to the old age as well. And I could go ahead and say that the thing is like maybe, just maybe, it's because of the fucking. It's because of the Fuck, I lost what it was. I'm not gonna say it's old. Maybe it's a little bit because of the old age, though, but it's also because of the thing is like there's just too much skin that's just like flapping and all that stuff. What's to do? It could be due to the using. Maybe it's because of the dieting or like using a cryo chamber. And yeah, there's definitely different parts of this face where it's like. Oh hell nah. And also, what the fuck is the collarbones over here, though? Like the thing is, the shoulders, they're not wide, but kind of like noticeable. Like it's wide, but because of the fucking, I just saw earlier because of the torso, it's kind of small, though, that it gives the illusion that the shoulders are not wide. And honestly, I'm convinced that this bitch is deliberately saying all of the stupid shit that it says, though. The scrap of meat over here, you know what I'm saying? I'm convinced it's actually going ahead and get like, because it just keeps going viral, or like it just ends up being on the news every single time, though. I think it's applying it's doing what I'm doing as well, just a little bit, though. Where like the thing is, it's constantly like. Like, I can kind of see what the fuck this bitch is doing, though. You know what I'm saying? I can kind of see it, though. I don't know how to explain it, but shit, I don't know how to explain. But I can kind of see it, though. There's like a strategy that this bitch is doing or some shit, though. Because the fact that it's happening over and over and over and over again, that's not a coincidence, bruh. Like, you could say that the bitch is just absolutely fucking retarded. Or like, it's just basically created a persona of stupidity though, you know what I'm saying? And it's just deliberately being played into, you know what I'm saying?
But here was the problem. Nobody was actually...
And that's the very same bitch that's even like, as to why not everybody gets to be considered a person, you know what I'm saying? So hoes like that with his 3 holes are meant to be slaves, you know what I'm saying?
Breaking the rules. Twitch couldn't punish Adin for something that they allowed. So they made some changes. They banned unregulated gambling.
Also, Twitch is the very same motherfucker that literally went and banned a bunch of motherfuckers though. They made it a policy where like if you basically called its audience a simp though, you would get banned for that though. This is also the very same platform that will ban you for saying there's 2 genders, bruh.
Gambling sites entirely. Publicly, they framed it as a moral stance, protecting the kids from the addiction.
But at the same time, I think that these motherfuckers, they don't really give a fuck though. It's just that they'll do what makes money in the end. Because the problem is that like, no, I won't say that that's a problem though. It's just that their preferences is a problem. That's the thing though. Because they don't align with me. You know what I'm saying? They don't align with us.
But if you ask,
they're not rigged in our favor though. That's the issue.
Adin, it wasn't about the morality. It was about the money. How did that all play out behind the scenes?
So Pokimane, Hassan, they push for Steak being banned on Twitch.
Okay.
I was in the gym and I got a text from someone on my team. Just got off the phone with Twitch. They're not banning Steak, bro. No work. They banned it 30 minutes later. So they banned Steak. Why did they ban Steak? They banned Steak because Steak didn't want to cut Twitch in on a check. What does Twitch do? They go to NFL. They do a DraftKings deal worth billions of dollars. So if you go look at Twitch right now, you can gamble on Twitch. They didn't ban gambling. There's a misconception they banned gambling. No, they banned casinos where they can't make money off of. They are currently monetizing off gambling right now.
Twitch cut off Adin's gravy train, so he had to pivot. But he didn't go back to gaming, and he wasn't all that into the rapper streams either. So he reached out to the one guest that nobody else dared.
I would
touch.
The one guest. Andrew Tate?
I see you all over everywhere. You're like the #1 person right now, you know? No dick suck, like, bro, like.
Yeah, I'll conquer the internet.
Of course.
That's mine, all of it. I took it all.
In the span of a single summer, Andrew Tate...
I will say that the reason why all of this is happening to Andrew Tate is because the nigga is not bought, bro. That's the thing. He's not bought. This is what, like, Andrew Tate is a prime example of when you basically become a celebrity, go famous absolutely everywhere, and you are not bought. They will literally come after your ass though, because they can't make money off of you. Like, basically the point of being like an influencer is that if you become too big though, they want influence though. They have the money to do it, but they literally control the masses through influential people though. But they will try to buy your ass out though. And if you're basically not with them though, they'll literally try to like subdue your influence so that the thing is like, so that just in case you turn the masses against them though, it fucks up their plans, or like when it comes to what it is that they plan to do though. You know what I'm saying? So because Andrew Tate had like a message that goes against that goes against their agenda, that when it comes to that they didn't want, they literally got rid of him though. Like if Andrew Tate was pushing narratives that they wanted though, they would have left him alone. But I think that they would have fucked him over that way too, because the thing is like they're not making money off of him like that anyways. So yeah, they're full of shit like that though, and which is fine though. But it's just that the problem is that like everyone gets dragged into it. Everyone. It's like they don't just let some people. They don't leave some people alone. They drag everyone.
He'd gone from total obscurity to being the most viral person on Earth. And Adin's first stream with him went absolutely ballistic. It averaged over 100,000 viewers and peaked at 266,118. This was the biggest stream that he had ever done. Bigger than the E-dates, bigger than the rapper streams. There was no...
Even when it comes to, like, okay, this even reminds me now that when it comes to even streamers, right? Not that they fucking matter though, because these are because a lot of them are the type of motherfuckers that they can't be friends with. Like, understand, these motherfuckers are not our friends, bro. So I've said that before. So yes, they'll go ahead and basically go and speak out against Andrew Tate because that's what makes money though. That's what basically, they virtue signalers. They're fake as fuck though. They also view bot and shit though. You know what I'm saying? They can't be trusted though. At least on the internet though. Maybe you can be friends with them behind the scenes, sure, but that's so fucking unlikely though. So yeah, behind the scenes, maybe I could be friends with some of them, but on the internet, no, we're not friends though. But that's so fucking unlikely, which is why I just say fuck all of them though, because they ain't shit though. Like, I understand that when it comes to these motherfuckers though, they're not people though. They can't even be considered alive, a lot of them. So basically, the thing with them is that you're gonna have to realize that it's like they're just a bunch of entertainment machines, where it's like the thing is they just gotta go ahead and do their jobs and make us happy and just make us laugh at them and all that stuff on 3. And if they basically go through some shit though, fuck their mental health, fuck their detriment, fuck the bullshit they go through, whatever that is though, just do your job and make us laugh though. We don't care. So yeah, so I would basically argue otherwise for those that really does matter though, but that's so very, very fucking few, and I don't trust any of them though. And I would say that the one person that I can, the people that I can go ahead and argue against, where I can argue that against and say, hey, we can basically come here for them, even if it's trash, even what it is that they're doing, because we are here for them. It's okay, because we are here for just you. Fuck what you have to provide. What about you? I can say it's the Level of Surf, Strawberry Park. You know what I'm saying? I could basically go and say that for them though. I would say Duke Dennis as well, but this is but he's questionable. I've got questions about him, bro. Queso, maybe. Like, maybe. I have questions about him too, but very fucking maybe. And yeah, that's about it though. 90% of them, they're just full of shit though. So it's like, basically they just have to go ahead and just make us laugh. Just basically pump out the entertainment and this and that 1 to 3. Like, do your job, fuck you, and do your career. Do what you're made to do. Because these are circus clowns to us. That's what they are. Because I understand a lot of them are unfuckable though. So it's even when it comes to the celebrities as well. Just do your job and just give us the music, or like give us the shows, or like give us the videos, or like give us the movies, all of that stuff. 1 to 3. We'll fuck with your career, but we won't fuck with you. That's the thing. We'll fuck with what you have, but we won't fuck with you. That's the thing. So I would basically say that the Loveless Serve, they're pretty much the only ones where we can go ahead and fuck with them for them. Everyone else is for what they have.
No way Adin wasn't doing another one.
I've been streaming for a very long time. We're about to peak my most viewers ever had.
But there was a massive elephant in the room. Andrew Tate was one of the most, if not the most, controversial person on the planet at the time. And because of that, he was systematically erased from the modern internet. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they all blacklisted him. However, Adin once again saw a loophole. Tate didn't have a Twitch account, so technically there was nothing to ban. And no one had explicitly written a rule saying you couldn't talk to him on stream, so while the rest of the world was deplatforming Tate, Adin rolled out the red carpet.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, do you hear me?
Yeah, that is true though, because pretty much it's like, if you're basically deplatformed all across the platforms though, you could still go ahead and go on other people's platforms still though, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like Nick Fuentes though, he's not allowed on YouTube or anywhere else though, but he can still go ahead and go on other people's, you know what I'm saying? So you can still go on other people's platforms and all that stuff. 1 to 3. So it's even so same thing with Andrew, bro. He can go on other people's videos, other people's platforms. It's just that he can't have his own.
For the rest of the year, he milked that loophole for everything it was worth, even flying across the world to stream with Tate IRL.
I'm top G too. No, you're not.
But in January of 2023, the cat finally caught the mouse. Twitch had seen enough and slapped Adin with his 7th ban from the platform, a massive 30-day suspension from streaming. To the executives, it was a disciplinary timeout, a warning shot to force their unruly star back into line. But for Adin, sitting in silence for a month, locked out of his empire, it didn't feel like a lesson. It felt like an attack. It radicalized him.
It kind of was, though.
Realized that Twitch wasn't just enforcing rules, they were rewriting them. And in doing so, they were trying to take away his button forever.
And the thing with that is that when it comes to all of these fucking policies, right, it's like they try to make it like so obscure, so nebulous, so ecliptic, so vague, where it's like when you try to read through all of them, it's like the thing is they can basically have like much more control. And also like the thing is it's harder for you to understand as well. So yeah.
Adin was done playing games. He was done with the censorship, and luckily for him, there was something being built behind the scenes. You see, when Twitch banned the major gambling sites, they really pissed off the founders of Adin's old sponsor, Stake.
Eddie, the CEO of Stake and Kick, he says, all right, you know what? Yeah, let's boss up. Makes a streaming platform.
Eddie Craven, who happens to be the youngest billionaire in Australia.
I will say that the problem with Adin Ross is that the thing is because Kick wasn't available at the time, he couldn't be able to go ahead and like bring all that sensation, all that wave he created on Twitch to Kick, though. You know what I'm saying? So basically, when it comes to Twitch, they basically chewed him up and spit him out, though. You know what I'm saying?
Australia decided to step into the ring with Twitch. He wrote out Kick. Kick positioned itself as the antidote to everything wrong with the streaming industry. It prioritized creators over corporate advertisers. It promised total creative freedom, stripping away the strict guidelines that had suffocated streamers for years. But a platform with no users is useless. They needed someone big enough to drive real traffic to the site.
My original deal before I got banned on Twitch, which I think was like, what, 2 weeks after I came to Kick? It was something like that.
It was
like
close.
A month. I was supposed to go on Twitch, obviously funnel from Twitch to Kick. Twitch didn't like that. That was a big no-no. They took me out, and that was it.
After the 30-day suspension cleared, Adin began dual streaming. He would go live on Twitch, talk to his 7 million followers, and tell them to migrate over to Kick for the real content. But he knew he needed a hook. He needed to show them that Kick was different. So he went on this absurd marketing campaign to test.
Yeah, because the problem with Kick and Twitch as well, though, it's even going back to even like the streamers as well. The problem with them, also like celebrities and influencers as well. The problem is that basically they're all PC PR ass niggas, bro. That's the problem. So like the thing is, being PR, being a political correct, it fucks up though. You know what I'm saying? So it fucks up.
Every limit he could imagine.
Recently, there's been this unholy floodgate, like a dam that's broken in the mind of Adin Ross's brain, that's led.
Now, this also, I will say that this is what I'm also against the wife friend and also Adin Ross for. It's because they went and basically said nigga though. Like I'm not I'm the type of guy where it's like I'm the type of black guy where it's like I'm pro black again though. You know what I'm saying? And much more reinforced. It's like it doesn't even have to be deep like that. It doesn't even have to be cringe like that. It's just oh fuck no though. You know what I'm saying? It's oh fuck no. And you know what the problem is that like there's basically a bunch of black motherfuckers that actually waits ahead and like you know what they'll even go ahead and get behind that though, you know what I'm saying, and just give away like nigga passes though and all that shit though. Those type of motherfuckers need to be enslaved again. And honestly, I do agree with like the Ku Klux Klan, where some motherfuckers do need to be lynched, bruh. Not just any of them though. Not just any of them though. But only a select few, you know what I'm saying? And also going back to like even the slavery thing, people are pushing this idea where basically like Africans were taking African slaves and all that stuff on street. Yeah, they were pushing that though. Like okay, here's the history. But then again, at the same time, the world is full of lies though. But this is what I got. Basically, when it comes to back then, there was like 2 types of slavery. I don't know what the fuck is the type of slavery this one I'm talking about, but the African tribes, they were battling and fighting each other though, and the losers would be taken as slaves though, and that slavery time wasn't as bad as the ones we were taught in school. In fact, the ones we were taught in school was the watered down version. They don't teach you about King Leopold though. They, like King Leopold, the very same motherfucker who has managed to kill over 10 million Congolese and African niggas though, and bitches. And they was basically cutting off my people's hands and all that stuff on the street. They were chopping them shits off. And they tried to bury that nigga. So, going back to basically the African slavery though, they would basically battle each other and the losers would be taken as slaves. But the difference in this slavery is that it was nowhere near as bad as the one I just told you. You could actually work in slavery. You could actually pay your way out of it though. It wasn't bad though. Like the thing is like you could like it was okay back then. Like compared to that though, like the slavery was bad though, but it was nowhere near as bad as the bullshit that they were on. So between this, if I had to choose which slavery I would have to be born in, I would basically be born in the black slavery though, than in the white slavery, because the white slavery is much, much, much worse than you can ever think. This slavery, it was bad, but nowhere near as bad as that one. And in that black slavery, you were actually like, compared to that, you were okay. So no, even if, so here's the thing. It's deep like that. It is fucking deep like that. And even if it wasn't, if it's cringe like that, it doesn't even have to be deep like that. It's oh fuck no. And it even came to a point where even my own fucking people, Africans though, were literally fighting their absolute best to get back our people. Like they were swimming. Like there was even times where back then where basically my people was getting dumped off during the white slavery. My people was basically getting dumped off and getting thrown into sharks and alligators and all that stuff on the street. So much so to the point where there was currencies and sharks. The migrations of sharks, which it significantly changed. They did that. And they were literally eating my own people. They were eating our dicks though. And I should just go ahead and be okay with it though. It's like the thing is, yo, it's not that deep though. No, it's personal, bro. I'm telling you fucking now, niggas. It's personal like that though. It is fucking personal. I'm telling you niggas and bitches, it's fucking personal. So when it comes to this right here, it's deep like that. I'm not offended by it, but I'm not letting that slide. Fuck this, bruh. And there was also Chief Keef as well, where he's the one who basically got him to say that shit though. And I understand that the motherfucker does go ahead and play like a character and all that stuff on 3, but fuck that shit. And fuck Chief Keef for that, for having that happen though. And there's also Young Thug. Fuck that nigga for that. Like when it comes to saying the hard R and all that stuff on 3, we could go ahead and say it amongst each other. That's one thing. Okay, we'll claim that as well. But the fact that he has a cover art where he was basically a white man though. The motherfucker literally beat the case though, just to come out and start dropping bullshit, bruh. Nope. And people saying that hip-hop is in a weird place right now. Hip-hop is still okay, bruh. It's just that the people in it has killed it. That's the thing. The party is great, but the ones inside the club are fucking it up though. So fuck this guy and fuck this guy.
led to him making the worst decisions imaginable over the last couple months?
What the is going on?
He pulled up Hub live on stream. He tweeted
the last couple months.
What the
as if this motherfucker isn't worse or some shit. You bitch ass.
Is going on?
He pulled up Hub live on stream. He tweeted things he knew would
Now, is it possible that it could be a character? Sure, but fuck that shit.
Incinerate his reputation in the mainstream, including the infamous two genders tweet.
Bruh. That shit got 77.7 million views. Oh my fucking lord.
It did kind of seem like for a minute.
The fact that even the president had to fucking say that there's only two genders is crazy.
You leaned into the villain role. Do you think that's a fair and accurate assumption?
I do. I remember this like it was yesterday. I went over to Kick, I made a tweet, and I said that there are two genders. A lot of people hated me for that. A lot of people are mad for that. And the entire world really went at me for that.
What did I say? What did I say? I told you PR fucks up, bro.
But Adin wasn't stupid. He knew exactly what he was doing.
I had to kind of say and do some crazy to make Kick pop. I literally might have two people in this room this week on stream. Suck my fucking nuts! Stop it! Twitter, you guys are the reason why the internet is soft.
Yeah, I saw that though. But then again, at the same time, it goes against YouTube, you know what I'm saying?
He was proving a point. On Kick, you can't be canceled.
There's no terms of service over there. You guys can say whatever you want on my chat. Nobody can get banned.
But on Twitch, you definitely can.
This is cancel culture. I'm gonna cancel culture.
I'm Adin Ross, and Adin Ross is gonna say what the fuck he says.
In late February 2023, amidst the chaos of his marketing rampage, Twitch had seen enough. They issued his 8th ban. This time, it was permanent.
A lot of the people on the Kick side of things loved it. And they kept, endorsing it a little bit. Like, oh, yeah, you got it. We love it. Controversy sells. And it did. And Kick is very successful because of that, so.
The bridge was burned, but Adin was standing on the other side, holding the match and laughing. He had successfully migrated his audience. Kick's user base exploded, growing over 400% in months, largely off the back of Adin's controversy. By mid-2023, Adin Ross had achieved something that is statistically impossible in the influencer economy. He had been banned, deplatformed, and labeled a public enemy, and yet, he was bigger than ever.
Too far? I don't give a cancel me, I don't give a
In any other story, this is the part where the creator gets humble. They apologize. They try to rebrand to save their career.
Did you feel like that backlash was like...
That's true, because the thing is, like, they tried to rebrand and tried to use PR and BPC to fucking get back their careers because of when they're in the position where it's like they're trying to be appealing to the masses.
Deserved?
No, I don't. I think that the things I say and the things I do is what 90-something% of the streamers and the online people say off camera and do off camera.
He realized that on Kick, there were no referees. He had equity, he had a contract, and most importantly, he had an audience that followed him because of the chaos, not in spite of it. He was technically uncancelable. So instead of pivoting to safety, he started treating real life like a side quest.
I can understand why. Basically, the thing is like, you have some money to make. I can understand the business side of basically not wanting to chill with controversial people because people are idiots though, and it's like they'll go ahead and assume that like just by being around somebody can basically fuck with your career though. I get that though. So, or even like speaking in favor or even agreeing with somebody, depending on your brand and the amount of money you're getting in though, I can understand why it is that though. And behind the scenes, we actually just cool as fuck though. Then okay, I get that. But however, to fucking basically be actually that, as in like that's actually who the fuck you is though, that's the issue. That's the fucking issue. But also at the same time, it's also an issue when it happens by motherfuckers that don't even really matter anyway. So it's like fuck them all together. Which is why when it comes to the argument I just make right there, I'll make an exception for some people though. Because people that I would basically deem as our friends, that's okay though. Because it's different. Because here it's different. But for everyone else, nope.
He launched a boxing promotion company cleverly named Brand Risk. He saw the massive numbers in influencer fighting and decided he wanted to own his own league.
Netflix most valuable promotions, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson mega event, makes history with over 108 million live global viewers.
This was his
The problem with the problem with Mike Tyson and also Jake Paul is that the thing is it was basically staged though, you know what I'm saying? And also there was also I don't know what it is, but Mike Tyson was supposed to win though. Jake Paul said something about like Mike Tyson had something which basically like pulled him back a little bit. And also there was a punch that he was supposed to throw, but then he basically like he didn't go through it though. Like the thing is it was like the left hook though. And it looked like it was about to basically put his ass out to sleep, but then he basically held back. It was rigged.
His crack at trying to build a billion-dollar business that could outlast his streaming career.
I launched a brand. My brand risk brand. Yeah.
He revamped the rapper streams at the highest of levels, bringing on names like 21 Savage and Playboy Cardi. He pulled off the biggest stream of his life, an interview with Donald Trump that peaked at over 580,000 viewers. He was untouchable.
It's kind of crazy that this motherfucker literally had like the president of the United States, yet his mic was fucked up. Like, this nigga's slow, bro. Honestly, he's fucking slow. Or unless there was some shit that was happening behind the scenes that was not meant to be picked up on the audio. You know what I'm saying?
But when you beat the game at 22 years old, you run into a new problem. It's not cancellation, it's boredom.
I couldn't realize it, but when I was grinding, that was like the peak feeling of me. When I was accomplishing all this stuff. I got this and I got that and I did that and I did this, and I just feel like I've kind of already conquered a lot of the things, like at a really young age.
Sure. And what does it feel?
And you know something, right? I would basically rather conquer everything and be bored at like young than otherwise. You know what I'm saying? I would much rather have that. I'd rather just conquer everything, have it all, and just be sad and bored.
Feel like to conquer things at a young age?
I don't know. I honestly,
because I understand that it could have been worse. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's fucked up, because honestly, like, that's what drives me crazy sometimes. Like, what do I do now?
This explains the erratic behavior we saw throughout 2024. This cycle wasn't about him trying to change and failing, it was about him trying to feel something. He would announce that he was retiring, then come back a week later. He would say he's moving back to Miami to find his roots, then fly back to LA. He would swear off gambling, claim that he was done with the toxicity, only to sign a new deal with Stake or RainBet just months later. To the audience, it looked like a struggle for his soul, but to Adin, it was just...
Apparently there was like issues that was going on when it comes to between Stake and RainBet when Adin assigned to that though. Yeah, I wouldn't mind basically like signing to RainBet or Stake for like above and beyond egregious amounts of money just for promoting gambling for it though. I wouldn't mind that.
Content.
Every time I have trauma, I put it in my back of my brain. I'm very desensitized. My brain is very desensitized.
And people say that this is me though, which is true to a degree, but at the same time, that's even not what it is in some, if not a lot of cases.
He had pushed the button so many times that the lights didn't look as bright anymore.
It's super hard for me to sometimes feel things. I don't know. It's almost like I'm emotionless. And like I feel like I beat the game.
And that's a dangerous place to be.
And he's like, you know what? I would rather beat the game and just be emotionless and desensitized though, because if I wasn't though, then it's like the thing is being sensitized will basically be against me, and basically being desensitized would be for me, you know what I'm saying?
Because when the normal throw wears off,
I'd rather be desensitized.
You have to raise the stakes just to feel the pulse.
You said that a lot of people can't hate you online because they don't know the real you.
You see, and also that's what I'm trying to avoid over here, because like the thing is, imagine having to do so much controversial shit and all that stuff on today and trying to do it over and over and over and over the fuck again and do it so many more fucking times, and then you get desensitized to that, and it's like, okay, we want some more right now. What's up? And then next thing you try to, you can't even do that anymore, and then your audience leaves. So no, I'd rather not have that though. So basically, no, that's not what to expect over here. The crazy shit that people would say. Like, here's the thing: the things that I say is not even really crazy though, but that's just what people say. That's just what the fuck they say though. You know what I'm saying? Which is stupid though, And for some others, it's not stupid, but it's stupid to them. And that's their issues though, because humans are full of fucking issues. I mean, I know I've got problems, but them, oh hell no. So, no. That craziness in quotation marks with my fingers that I'm doing right now, that's just part of, that is part of me. That's not the face of the brand. That's not my brand. That's just a piece of it. So keep that in mind.
And at the time, you definitely said that you were leaning into the villain role. Have you pulled back from that villain character? And are you no?
Nah.
So,
I love being the villain.
So what's the most true and all?
So I would basically say that when it comes to us, right, is that basically I would go ahead and say don't look around, it's just us now. But the main base is us, with me as the leading force. We are friends and all that shit, 1, 2, 3. But when it comes to me, my brand is that I want to have the family strong and I want to have the money long, you know what I'm saying? So of course, there's things that I'm going to basically be doing that's mass audience appealing that may go against their family. And there's also things, I've already done a lot of it already, I think, where, well, it shouldn't be though, but I'm just saying, I think according to, a lot of it would basically be according to people though, but I think this is just like according to me. But a lot of, like, I've done like a lot of things like based on other people, but it's not really a lot what I've done. And people say that I'm the crazy one. Not really. I have my moments, but nope. So, of course, there's things that I'm going to basically do that goes against the family for money. And there's also things that I'm going to also do that goes against the money for the family. So, it's basically both. I want the family strong and I want the money long. That's how I operate. I'm playing both sides. Black and white, duality. With me, I have my main base, but I also dabble in also other bases too. There's divisions as well. So I will say that the main base is the family. It has a slight edge, but it's the family. So I'm also mass appealing as well, but I'm mainly the family. I'm also a quantity type, but I'm mainly the quality type. I'm also for the money as well, but I'm mainly for the family, you know what I'm saying? The main base is the family, but I'm also for the money as well. So I'm not going to say it's 50-50. I will say it's family 51 and money 49.
Authentic version of Adin Ross.
I think the fact that I would do a stream with 6ix9ine if he calls me up tomorrow. I think the fact that I would do a stream with anybody. I would do a stream with Jeffrey Epstein if he was still alive. Just a question. I'll do.
Yeah. I would do the same thing as well. I do the same thing.
With Diddy. No, I'm not joking.
Same.
Okay. People that genuinely have been completely.
Me personally, right? I wouldn't even mind being friends with them though. If basically like, if we was like the best of friends with each other, like, you know, when it comes to you and I, right? We're basically different with other people, but we're the best of friends with each other. Like, we're dickheads to everyone else that's not like us. Not like unreasonably and all that stuff on city, but like, let's be civilized. Come on. But like bruh, let's have some common sense, okay? But we're basically the best of friends. We're brothers with each other, you know what I'm saying? And I also understand that a lot of you feel like you're just stepping out of society right now because the best people that you're trying to look for, you won't find them out there. Or if you do, it's very fucking rare. I've been there as well. So this is what this space is for. So this is why I don't allow just anybody inside though. Because this is a zone, this is an antisocial social cult, which is what I would like to say Like, we're not a cult, but we move cult-like. That's the thing. Actually, it's mainly just family, though. Where it's like, we're not even fucking related, though. But we have the principles of one. Of what a family should be. We've got that. That's what it is over here. Even if we are tribalistically above and beyond even our beyond our very own relatives, you know what I'm saying? And yes, number one, tribalism. That's the thing here. It doesn't fucking matter if it's extreme, if it's radical. That's how it is over here. What about us, though? The point here, it's not about being right or being wrong. For us, in our circle, we win. It's basically being the best with each other, for each other, amongst each other. As I take all of you on my journey, though.
Stripped from platforms and affected in their real life, they deserve some chance of speaking. They deserve some way of talking. That's where.
So when it comes to P. Diddy and like Jeffrey Epstein, I don't give a fuck about how the fuck they was acting with other people, though, because not everyone matters. Of course, that's cliche, but I'll say it over and over again because I feel like it. But if they're the best of friends towards me and they fit and they check out my boxes, though, then it's fine. I don't give a fuck what they're doing, bro. And it's like, honestly, fuck those people. It's an issue if it happens to those, if it happens to us, though, you know what I'm saying? I would say us is because when it comes to us, we're like the best of people over here, though. Not just anyone is allowed here. Like, you would have to basically, like, there's requirements and qualifications that are needed to be ordered to be allowed in here. Like, you need, there's certain requirements and credentials that are needed here. Because this club right here, this mafia, this community, this system doesn't allow just anyone in here. So, yes. Yeah.
It needs to head. I don't have to like you, but I think everyone deserves their voice. And that's my whole stance on that.
As of today,
not everybody.
The machine is still running. Adin Ross proved that you can build an empire on controversy. He proved that if you bring enough eyes and enough money, the rules don't apply to you. But the victory looks a lot like a trap. He's admitted openly that he feels like a puppet, a slave to the entertainment. He feeds the chat the chaos they crave because he's terrified that if he stops, the screen goes black.
It's like people know me when they see me, but they don't know me.
Exactly. You see, that's what that's what I am against, bro. It's like they know me, but when they basically come up to me, though, they actually don't. And at the same time, these are not even our friends, bro. Really, they're not really our friends. So it's like, in public, leave me the fuck alone.
People just will look at me as like I'm like this puppet.
And also, that's also one of the reasons why I hate cameras too. I don't like taking photos with just anybody, though. I'll take photos with you, but not with them.
Entertainment puppet. Whatever you guys want, bro. I'll do GTRP. I don't care. I'm a slave to you guys, bro. What do you guys want, bro? I'm a slave. I don't care, bro. I'm a puppet.
Whether you love him or you hate him, it's hard to deny that Adin Ross changed.
Me personally, when it comes to a puppet, though, I'm not against having puppets of my very own, of course.
Forever. He shattered the corporate safety.
Because I went from like valuing people for who they are to now I just value people for what they have. Because the problem is that I understand that these type of people are not to be cared about, so it's fine.
You hate him.
And I don't mean just me, it's also you too as well, though. You can basically be against that, that's okay. I'm gonna let you have that one. But wouldn't you want to basically have people you can just use for our very own? Wouldn't you want to basically go get a bunch of people and just like, you know what? I don't like this motherfucker, but he has this and this and that 1-3, and I'm gonna and basically take this and have this for myself because of what he has. You know what I'm saying? Don't you want that? Because what the fuck else is there to care about? What the fuck else is there about this person to care about? Is this even a person? This is basically property. This is a chewing gum. This is an ATM. This is a battery. Use them. And it's like, you know what? I can go ahead and do all of that. And also in the back of my mind, it's like, yeah, I have people to care about at least. So yeah, and that's what you guys. That's what you guys are about. At least I have you guys to care about. For the others, I can't say the same. I can't say the same for the others for us.
It's hard to deny that Adin Ross changed streaming forever.
And that's what it is over here. We care about each other here, and we use others.
He shattered the corporate safety of Twitch and ushered in a new era of raw, unfiltered, and often dangerous content.
And it's not our fault though; it's their fault though. They can try to become like us though, but they're not. And here's the thing: they set up the system this way. It doesn't have to fucking be this way. We can all live a paradise and change everything, but no. And they know this, but no. So are we really the bad guys here?
He built a button that prints money, but the thing about the button is once you start pressing it, it's almost impossible to stop.
And then they're gonna go ahead and basically see this type of thing right here, and then they're gonna look at us crazy as to like, you know what? No, that's wrong. That's this, that 1-3, and they'll basically agree with us, even though it's true, but it's because they don't like it. Does that not prove my point as to what it is that I be saying? Like, does that not prove our point and basically justify how we move?
If you made it this far in the video, I just wanted to say thanks for watching. At the time of recording this, we're at 95,580 subscribers, and we're trying to hit 100K by the end of the year. So, you know, if you wanted to...
Yeah, so this was a good video though, and I'm sure that maybe not a lot of people were here to basically watch this though, which is what I don't want to say. But if you made it this far though, yeah, thank you for listening, and also thank you for being here with me though, for me. So I thank you though, and I hope you have a good one, and yeah, I'm gonna see you in the next one, fam. I'm out.